Good evening and welcome to this week's edition of Dateline SAU, where you can catch all the latest news and sports from St. Ambrose University. I'm Jennifer Arnold.
And I'm Sarah Clifton. More than 111 million people are estimated to have watched Super Bowl 2012 on television last weekend. Included in that, a record number of viewers were members of the St. Ambrose University community at the Big Game Party in Cosgrove Cafeteria. The event included festive decorations, party food, and a lot of students having fun. A new addition to the party this year was a VIP room, a place for students to enjoy an exclusive experience as they took in the Giants' victory over the Patriots.
Couches where they can kind of sit and lounge. They have their own food line, so they don't have to worry about the mess of going through the buffet and waiting in line. They have their own drink machine, and they also get 5 additional tickets to put into any one of our raffle prizes for just going into the VIP lounge. And all the proceeds go to the Scott County Humane Society.
Organizers plan to keep the VIP room as part of the Super Bowl party tradition for next year.
College students are urged to explore new ways to look at themselves and the world around them. One of the best ways to do that may be to take a turn by studying abroad. St. Ambrose students were shown study abroad options at a fair this week in Cosgrove Hall. There, they found information for future trips offered in the upcoming summer, fall, and winter terms. Returning students, faculty, and program representatives shared their memories and experiences.
I would recommend it to anyone, anywhere to go. I mean, even if it's for a week, I would go, you know, and I plan on going back to Europe many times in my future as well.
Organizers this year highlighted opportunities in over 20 different countries. They also told students about new financial aid options, making the memorable trips more affordable. Anyone interested in more information should contact the SAU Center for International Education.
St. Ambrose University held an off-campus housing fair Wednesday in the Rogalski Center for St. Ambrose students to check out off-campus living options. Landlords of houses near campus talked to students about such issues as rent, repair, and evictions. They also offered information on how to be a good tenant. It was noted that an important thing to remember when living off-campus is that students must be aware of the university's residency requirements. Meal plan options are also offered to students who live off of campus. Landlords recommend that students know about their rights and become familiar with the Iowa Code.
With job hiring becoming more competitive all the time, applicants are looking for an edge that will help them stand out from the field. On Tuesday and Wednesday, St. Ambrose students were able to sign up for mock interviews in the Career Center by submitting their resume through the online BCareers website. Students were able to set up a meeting with business and HR professionals from local companies. Many students were able to benefit from this unique opportunity.
I found a bunch of things I need to change. It only took about 10 minutes. It was, my resume was too condensed. The margins were a little funky. I have to fix that, and I'm getting rid of one of my work experiences in high school, which is going to give me more room to emphasize my 4 majors. I say it's worthwhile for anyone.
Students unable to attend mock interviews this semester need not worry, as there will be more opportunities to take part in resume drive-thrus at St. Ambrose in future semesters.
St. Ambrose University leaders gathered together to learn a few different tips on how to become better leaders. Dateline SAU's Jordan Bell has the story.
Ambrose student leaders gathered Saturday, February 4th for an inspirational discussion from some local successful people.
It's just information, not so much directing them on what to do in terms of life choices. There's various forms of leadership, and charismatic leadership was one of the forms of leadership that was really interesting to me. And so I just kind of wanted to share some information about charismatic leadership and hopefully shed some light on that particular topic.
I think a lot of it is exposure to leadership theories and leadership skills that maybe they didn't realize that they needed as they go forward in the future.
You can still intrinsically motivate individuals no matter what the environment. You know, if it's in the political environment or if you're working in an organization. If you intrinsically motivate individuals, inherently they will contribute to the common good.
Anytime that you can take away from great people like this, especially here at St. Ambrose, and you can come away with not only leadership lessons but life lessons, and you can learn from great people like this, I mean, you have to take advantage of an opportunity like this. And so, I mean, it was a no-brainer for me to show up today and really get a chance to listen to some great speakers and just learn from them and soak up all I can.
Students walked away with a few tips on how to become a better leader as well as a person, and plan to pass them along to other students here on campus. I'm Jordan Bell, Dateline SAU.
The St. Ambrose University English Club will honor a guest poet with a potluck reception on campus next week. The poet, Chicago native Jean Valentine, was a state poet of New York for 2 years in a row. Her visit is sponsored by the Bettendorf Library Foundation and the Iowa Arts Council. She will visit the Bettendorf Public Library as a special tribute to the former director of that library, Faye Clow, who passed away last year. Valentine will come to the Rogalski Center and will read a few of her poems at the potluck on Wednesday, February 15th at 5:30 p.m.
To see how poetry has evolved over time, and to have a real poet, like a real author, who will come across, I'm sure, as a regular person, as well as a brilliant, experienced teacher and poet. And I think this is great for our students to be able to see that poets are people. It's going to stretch us all a little bit.
Hayes adds that all who attend will be able to enjoy and relate to Valentine's poetry because her style presents many real-life experiences.
If you have attended any home basketball games recently, you may have noticed a new addition to the scene. SAU has added a pep band of 14 students that is led by Brian Zeglis, who also plays drums for the band. This is the first semester that students can play in the band and get college credit. Athletic Director Ray Shevlin said that he hopes that the band will get bigger and that more students will get involved.
The SAU Kinesiology Club is holding a dance marathon to fight children's cancer. The group is raising money for the Iowa Children's Miracle Network.
People raise or donate a minimum of $10 to get in the door and participate in the event, and that will get them a free t-shirt. So they're welcome to raise or get donations for more than that $10, but if they just want to do the bare minimum, they're welcome to do that too.
The dance marathon will be held on April 20th from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. in the Rogalski Center Ballroom.
It's a busy week for SAU sports.
The men's volleyball team tries to stay undefeated and retain its spot as the #1 team in the country.
And the Fighting Bees men's basketball team works to grab a spot in the NAIA National Basketball Tournament.
Dateline SAU's Kyle Porter will be here with all of the exciting highlights, coming up right after this short break.
Stay tuned.
I absolutely fell in love with the atmosphere and with the people, and there was just this attitude of really wanting to help the students learn, and all of the hands-on things that are available here, I could get involved right away. It wasn't something that I was going to have to wait to be involved in. I can tell people that I have all of these experiences and that I can do anything that they have for me to do. They were all just great experiences for me, things that I'll remember for the rest of my life.
KALA Davenport, the public radio station from St. Ambrose University, is proud to offer insightful programs from Public Radio International. Tune into The World for a review of the day's events and how they affect your life. Brought to you by a global network of award-winning journalists, keeping you informed wherever you may be. Just part of the new lineup at KALA Davenport, the public radio station from St. Ambrose University.
The Fighting Bee basketball team had one goal in mind this week, which was to clinch the Midwest Collegiate Conference title for the first time since 2005. And with a 3-game lead over Ashford and William Penn, the Bees' magic number was 2. That led up to a matchup last week with the Grandview Vikings coming to Lee Loman Arena. The Bees look to build on a nice first half here. It's down to Nicholas Frazier off a pass from Donnelly with the scoop layup and drawing the foul and one. SAU up 11. Ambrose keeps on rolling here. This time it's a steal by Frazier to start the fast break. The pass up to Marquez Davis, who lays it in with ease to extend the lead to 12. St. Ambrose seemed to have an answer for everything. This time Blondell driving down the kick to Donnelly for the deep tray to increase the lead to 9. Marquez Davis with the ball now, directing traffic. He's going to take it himself. The spinning fadeaway is blocked, but Davis hustles for his own board and the putback. However, that would be the last field goal made by the Bees in the game. Grandview decides to step up their game. This time, it's Kevin Smith with that long NBA range three-pointer to draw within 5. After a missed free throw by Davis, Cody Engel drives down in the lane and puts one off the glass to make it a 1-point game with 54 seconds left. Last chance for Grandview. Down 3 with 30 seconds left. Alan Clark drives to the bucket but comes up short. Kennedy grabs the board and would get fouled to clinch the victory for SAU. Davis and Kennedy led the way, keeping the winning streak alive. The Bees controlled most of the game, up by 12 at one point. However, they went just 4 of 10 at the charity stripe with under 2 minutes to play. Kevin Smith from Grandview led all scorers with 21 points and 14 rebounds. All the Bees needed to do now was win one more conference contest, and they would clinch at least a share of the MCC title and an automatic berth in the national tournament. Standing in the way were the Mount Mercy Mustangs as the Bees traveled to Cedar Rapids on Wednesday. St. Ambrose took care of business, extending the winning streak to 9 games. Despite a slow start, the Bees took off, shooting 43% from the floor. Marquez Davis came off the bench to lead all scorers with 25. Chris Donnelly contributed a double-double with 11 points and 11 rebounds. The Bees will now enjoy their first MCC title since the 2004 and 2005 season. The Queen Bees look to play spoiler against 2 of the best teams in the nation. They first took on number 8 Grandview in a conference matchup at Lee Lohman Arena. Let's pick it up in the second half. Here off a missed Samantha Saladino free throw, Jessica Jorgensen, the leading scorer in the NAIA, takes it up herself and banks a 3-point shot to put the Vikings up by 9. The Queen Bees tried battling back though, working the ball around, finding Annie Smith down low for the bank jumper through the double team. Still down late, the Bees find Saladino down low, using her body and closes the gap, closes the gap to 3. That would be the closest the Queen Bees would get though. The ladies held Jorgensen to 19 points, but it was the 20 points off turnovers that led to the Vikings win. SAU turned the ball over 17 times. Saladino continued her hot streak, leading the Queen Bees with 23 points and 12 rebounds. Molly Yergel added 14, while Smith had 11. Despite the tough loss, the Queen Bees had another shot at a top 15 team. This time they took on the Mount Mercy Mustangs in Cedar Rapids. St. Ambrose loses a heartbreaker in overtime to the 13th ranked team in the nation. Annie Smith hit a 3-pointer as time expired to send this one to extra time, but it was the Mustangs who went on a 9-2 run to win the game. Lauren Cash had a fantastic night for the Queen Bees, hitting 8 of 11 from the field, including 4 of 6 from behind the arc, to lead the team with 21 points. Samantha Saladino had another double-double with 20 points and 11 rebounds. The men's volleyball team had a tough test this past weekend as they traveled to St. Charles, Missouri for the Lindenwood tournament. They faced the 2nd, 4th, 5th, and 8th nationally ranked teams there. The Bees put on a terrific performance, living up to their well-deserved number 1 ranking. Number 5 Missouri Baptist was first up, and the Spartans fell 3-1 to the Bees. In the second match of the day, Ambrose took on 2nd-ranked Park. This time, the Bees swept the match 3-0. On the second day of the tournament, number 5 Graceland gave SAU their toughest match of the year. Even though it was their first time being pushed to the 5th set, SAU prevailed 15-12 when it counted most. Their last match of the tournament was a hard-fought sweep over number 8 Missouri Valley. The Bees needed every point here as Missouri Valley forced SAU to win by 2 points in all 3 sets. That set the stage for the number 1 Bees to return home, this time to host number 9 Cardinal Stritch on Wednesday at Lee Lohman Arena. We pick up action in the 3rd set. Here, a kill by David Suwada ties the game up at 10 apiece. Blocks by Dan Dowjotis and David Suwada force an attack error by Cardinal Stritch's Adam Cosson, putting the Bees up 19-16. Finally, Michael Nooner sets up this kill by Dowjotis, and the Bees enjoy a 3-match sweep. Michael Nooner continued his terrific season as he had 31 assists, earning him NAIA Setter of the Week honors. Dowjotis added 11 kills as St. Ambrose keeps their number 1 ranking in the NAIA and stays undefeated at 12-0 on the season. The men's and women's track team traveled to Chicago for the Jim Green Invitational. The men's team finished 6th out of 18 teams. Leading the way was Lincoln, followed by Monmouth and Ashford. Danny Rufus was the only winner for the Bees as he won the weight toss. The women's team also had a strong showing, finishing 6th as well. 19 teams competed on the women's side, with Monmouth taking the cake. Mandy Strayu won the women's shot put with a throw of 14.65 meters, besting 2nd place by over a full meter. And that will do it for this week's edition of Inside the Locker Room. I'm Kyle Porter.
Thanks, Kyle. And that will do it for this week's edition of Dateline SAU.
Be sure to join us every Friday and Monday evening at 6:30 for the latest news and sports from St. Ambrose University.
Valentine's Day is just a few days away. The industry estimates that 36 million heart-shaped boxes of candy will be sold this year for that event.
So we asked SAU students about their favorite Valentine's Day candy. We will leave you with their responses. Thanks for watching.
Good night.
My favorite Valentine's Day candy is the little cinnamon heart gumdrops, just because I like the cinnamon, the spice with it.
Box of chocolates, because you can eat them whenever you want, for how long you want.
I'll probably have to go with chocolates because, you know, can't never go wrong with chocolate. I mean, it's good.
Reese's peanut butter cups because they make them in cute little heart shapes.
The hearts, 'cause I love them. They got cool sayings on them.
My favorite Valentine's candy are those little hearts that have the messages on them because they taste delicious, and then I like to give them to people as well.
My favorite Valentine's Day candy would have to be the chocolate-covered strawberries. 1, it's healthy, 2, it's delicious, and 3, the ladies love it.